Hi, this is Tracy Wilmot with 1851 Franchise, and I am here today with Emily Anderson from FranNet. Thanks so much for being here, Emily.
Thanks, Tracy, for taking the time to chat with me.
Yeah, of course. So jumping right into it, can you talk a little bit about what makes you successful as a franchise consultant?
Yeah, about 9 years ago, someone asked my mentor, and I overheard them asking him, what has made you so successful in business in the franchise industry? And he said, business is all about people, and I have the best team. And I overheard that, and it's really resonated with me over the years. And I have found that to be true. Business is all about people. And I get to have a great mentor. I get to be part of a great team and a great organization. I get to work with world-class franchise brands and financing partners. So any success that I have is really indicative of the wonderful people that I'm surrounded by.
Perfect. Yeah, it's all about the team, right?
It is.
Okay, so can you speak a little bit about some of the advice you have for people that want to become franchise owners, whether they're first time looking or maybe they've done it before, but just kind of some general advice that you might have for somebody?
Yes, I would encourage people to really keep an open mind and to look at a variety of options. I think really focusing on the role of the owner and what you can achieve through business ownership, whether it's your lifestyle goals or financial goals, really focus on that. I think some people get too focused on the product or the service as opposed to franchise ownership really being a vehicle for reaching their goals.
That's interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see that. So when you look at, your goals personally as a franchise consultant, what does winning look like for you? How do you measure that? And where do you find, your happiness in your role?
Empowering other people and helping them reach their goals. I mean, that is a huge win. I don't know if it gets any bigger than that.
Yeah.
I would also say that moment when I am speaking with individuals and I see the recognition in their eye where they realize the possibilities that are available to them and the lifestyle that they can have through business ownership. So you know what it's like in the franchise industry. Anytime I can get someone to think beyond the $5 footlong and the golden arches, and they realize what is really available to them, that feels like a win. I have to admit it.
Yeah, because there's thousands of options that you never ever thought of or heard of. So I'm sure it takes a while just to bridge that gap and get people to realize what's out there.
Yeah, it really is a huge educational process. I mean, I get to work with really intelligent and successful people, but most people don't know franchising.
Yeah.
And so it's always feels like a win to just create openings and possibilities for people.
Sure. Yeah. So flipping, the script a little bit to talk about franchisors and brands that you work with, what advice do you have for them as they're looking for, more candidates or just better franchisees in general? What can they do to attract better people?
Yeah. I would say some of the best franchisor partners that I get to work with are the ones that communicate to me, this is the personality and the skill set of an individual who would be really happy and successful in our brand. These are the ways they would typically spend a day in the life as a business owner. These are some of the things that our franchise owners are achieving, whether it's financially or personally. And then that way, when I meet with my clients and I get a sense of their personality and what skills they like to utilize in their own business, and when I hear what their goals are in year 1, 3, 5, and 10, I can start to make those connections and match them and make really meaningful recommendations.
Perfect. And that actually leads perfectly into another question, which is, how can franchisors better communicate with you as a consultant? You know, are there things that maybe brands don't pay as much attention to, or maybe they kind of skip over or could offer some more detail that would make your job easier?
I would say sometimes when franchisors are communicating to me about their business model, I don't need to know how to actually work their point of sale system.
Too much detail. Yeah, too
Like,
much
I
detail.
don't personally need that level of detail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to better communicate is I love hearing stories about, here's an example of a father and son that just acquired this area and how they're doing,
Hmm.
or husband and wife teams, or, you know, we seem to have a lot of baby boomers in this brand.
Okay.
So to better communicate with me is, who is your ideal candidate?
Hmm.
And how can I communicate and really connect your brand with the right individual?
Excellent. Well, those are all the questions that I have. Is there anything else that you'd like to add just about, you know, your role and your business, just off the top of your head?
You know, I have the pleasure of facilitating panel discussions
Hmm.
a few times a year with past FranNet clients that are now local business owners.
Okay.
And I invite people to attend and ask any question they want. And I've probably facilitated a dozen of these.
Okay.
The most common question franchise owners get asked is, do you have any regrets? What are your regrets?
Mm-hmm.
And the only answer I have ever heard was that they didn't do it sooner.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think if there's anyone that is on the fence or curious about entrepreneurship or curious about franchise ownership, is researching your options is not the same thing as making a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would just encourage people to take some action and to explore their options so that they're not one of the people saying, I wish I'd done it sooner.
Yeah. Never hurts to start, right? Take a
Right.
step.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Emily. I really appreciate it. And congratulations again on being nominated.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, Tracy.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.